Welcome to session 34, I think. Yes, is this correct? 34?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. So we are in Caldetil, the capital of Caldetta. And you've been here one night, I believe. You've had some run-ins with a smuggling gang. You've helped retrieve, not retrieve, but like liberate a shipment from some lizards that had taken up residence in their cave after all the flooding that's been happening in Caldetta. That's been kind of trailing you guys since you arrived. You cleared it, you went back to get your money from Badger, forgot to ask for it, went back, nearly got in a fight but didn't. And then you have gone back to your inn. Ada went on a walking tour of Caldetil while you were in the sewers because she did not want to join in with that. But yes, you're back in Cadatil. Toki got his Toki got his post and got a letter and then a big box of presents for his birthday, which is tomorrow. But it is currently, we left off with everyone sort of getting ready for the evening because you have been invited at 8 p.m. To the Pincelada to Valeria Rojas's exhibition that she has set up as part of her course, and she is famously on the same course as Toki, studying hagiography of some kind. And she's put together a temporary exhibition around curating revolutionary art. And so you have been invited to the opening of that, promising free drinks, good food, and being told to wear something nice. So it's currently about 6:30 is sort of where we're joining in. People had sort of been getting ready. Wrath went on and talked to a very sad ghost he met in the canal. But that is where we kind of left off. If there's anything else people wanted that kind of happened, that people wanted to share with Eleanor, what happened towards the end of last session with Izzy, basically anything anyone might have missed that you think might be helpful to know.
Can't think of anything, but I'll defer to Jeff's note keeping.
Do we have any painting update? That's my main question.
No. It's
Excellent.
24 to 36 hours from this morning. So
Okay.
probably 24 hours max now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I have no notes because I haven't had time to watch the episode and write all my notes up yet. So,
Is your arm
disappointment.
better?
My arm is better. I have two
Yes.
hands again. I can write notes.
Yay!
I just haven't been home to write the notes. But that's okay. I left Thieves' Cant outside of Badger's at the docks before he paid us half the money. After we escaped from a fight. Basically, I scratched on his door, protected by gang, untrustworthy, and deal breaker. Before he gave us our money. And I also locked his door with my dagger and refused to open it again. But he was fine. He's like, right, we're going to replace the door. Off we go then.
Okay.
And then we just did a lot of chatting and fluff stuff. Oh, I robbed someone else. That's what I remember. I robbed another person. It's a crime streak going through Caldetil, and that's what I got.
Wraith just continuing to be an absolute menace to society, and you guys are just living with that. And she's having fun. So yeah, love it. I figured out how to export the map. So I'm just gonna name it map 2 seconds, and then it's fine and it's done, and we're happy. Oh my lord, don't look. So it's doing something. But anyway, we are in your hotel room. Just as a reminder of what your hotel rooms are like. I'm now like, I converted hotel rooms on my map tool, and I'm like, dang. But you have got 2 rooms. Each has its own bathroom, I think. And you have a family room, which is a double bed with a bed that pulls out of the bed, and then you have a twin room. And Ada is sleeping on the floor of the family room. So
Twins are in the twin room.
twins are in the twin room. So I mean, yeah. Over to you. What are you doing? Like I say, it's 6:30. You got an hour and a half, and I think we said it was 45 minutes to the gallery. I'm just going to go with that if we didn't say that.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like I say, it's 6:30. You got an hour and a half, and I think we said it was 45 minutes to the gallery. I'm just going to go with that if we didn't say that. 45 minutes to the gallery. I'm just going to go with that if we didn't say that.
Sounds right to me.
Thank you. Anyone doing anything?
Wait, that's all to start. Just get ready, I suppose.
Yep.
We can skip ahead if you want. I didn't know if people wanted to do roleplay stuff while you were still getting ready, like Toki got the letter, but if you wanted to, I didn't know if people were carrying on with stuff like that, or...
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Did the rest of us see that letter? I saw it got sent to Messenger. Did it get shared around?
Toki did show everyone his letter from his family about, the grave robbing. I assume if... There was another letter.
Yeah, there was one which was
second
private.
Secret letter.
It's not a secret. It's sitting on the
Birthday
bed
card.
table. It is a birthday card
Oh.
of a watercolor of some flowers, and it's sitting on the bedside table.
I inadvertently threatened to read it. I played with it for a while. Didn't open it.
You can open it if you want.
Can I, if Toki's in one room, am I able to head to the other room to wrap his present?
Yeah, of course you can. Of course. I think Toki is hanging out in the family room, which is where the twins are as well. So yes, you can go into the twins' room to wrap Toki's present ahead of tomorrow. Of course.
Thank you.
Cool. Is anyone else doing anything, or have I misread and misremembered people telling me what to do?
Nope. Wraith's gonna go get ready in the twins' room in the bathroom. Then sees Harvey, picks up a bundle of
It's not
fabric.
gonna take me very long. I can quickly. Harvey strikes me as someone who's not a very good present wrapper, so it might be a little bit rough. But he'll do his best.
Okay.
Did they not teach you the skill of paper folding at your fancy noble household?
No,
Sorry,
of all the other
orphanage.
skills I learned at the orphanage, wrapping paper was not one of them.
Disappointing. Disappeared into the bathroom.
Okie dokie. Cool. So you spend the last amount of time getting ready, and then you head off at about 7:30 to be safe. No, the other one at 7 to be safe. So yeah, half an hour later, you find yourself heading out, and it is a nice, cool evening. There's a little bit of heat, but it seems to have died down, but in a nice way. Like it's quite warm and humid here, but as soon as the sun kind of began to set, it became quite nice and comfortable. And walking through the streets of Craaaaazy, you kind of find that the sort of more dirt tracks that surround the canal district give way to kind of cobblestones as you enter the Nortenna district, which is kind of to the north of Craaaaazy. And this is a district that's known for being more sort of like heritage, culture, art, history, museums, kind of touristy in that regard, but it becomes kind of, anywhere in Craaaaazy it's quite clear how distinct the districts are, because you kind of, for some of it, are just walking through untouched rainforest, following a sort of, like I say, dirt path, lit with like gorgeous kind of floating lanterns and magical twinkling lights. There's some people kind of set up, sort of trade people, like temporary trade people set up on the side of the road, and you kind of pass them by and eventually walk through into Nortenna, and you notice, the first thing you notice about this is the massive hill that it is built on. It kind of winds all around. The district is sort of built on this hill, sort of in a kind of spiral shape, really, and then at the very, very, very top, there's kind of this grand museum that has like all the history of Craaaaazy in it. but that is not where you were going. And you follow some signs. There's like those signs you get in London that's like, you are here. And so you follow some of those signs all around, and you eventually end up walking along the cobblestone has given way a little bit more to just sort of flat packed gravel almost, and a few sort of like horse cart vehicles go past you, some carriages, small carriages drive past you, and walking around here, especially as the sun's beginning to set and you're kind of walking through twilight, you're kind of walking through this like almost mystical like evening night with like the street lamps glowing in the darkness, and you see a like a kind of block of buildings, and the corner of one of them you know to be the Pince Ladder, or the Pince as it's affectionately known in the city, which is a very, very famous art gallery, and where you are heading. And so the Pince is sort of on the corner of this kind of block of buildings, but it's huge. It would kind of take up sort of like 6, maybe 7 buildings if it was kind of separated out, but it kind of has all of them, and it has sort of these kind of almost red, you don't know if it's packed earth brick exterior, with these kind of gleaming white windows and doors that currently some of them are kind of flung open, despite it being usually closed. It's open for the special event. There's kind of balconies all the way around the building, kind of wrapping around these sort of like white, maybe iron wrought balconies, with kind of columns with hanging plants hanging off of them, sort of like leafy ferns, sort of rainforest vines, sort of bougainvillea style flowers kind of growing all over it. So you have these kind of pinks and purples complementing the red and the white of the building, and it's gorgeous. And you walk up and you see there is a little bit of a queue forming outside, just as people are kind of waiting to be let in, and so as you join the queue, you see that everyone here is incredibly well dressed. So what are you all wearing?
Guess I'll go first. So Toki is wearing a sort of tan suit with, in fact, I'm going to send the shirt. I think I did send some inspo pics, but let me send this. Yeah, he's wearing like a tan shirt with this, a tan suit with this shirt that's very heavily inspired by Harvey. And yeah, like a little cropped suit jacket and trousers. And he definitely doesn't look as fancy as anyone else in the party, but it's super fancy for him. So he feels both confident and out of place.
To follow that very well put together but demure outfit, Wraith will swing her cloak off her shoulders, and her hair is sort of up in its usual braid, but this time she's maybe got 2 like simple silver earrings that are just like little, almost like tiny fine chain that just drop from the single piercings, and around her neck is another silver chain with 2 rings on the end that both look familiar to you guys at this point. And she's wearing this black floor-length gown, full-length sleeves, but while it's very narrow, it's got a very deep V, or even like a sort of squared off bottom V, and it's got a high collar as well in this sort of black, silky, shimmering fabric. And I'll show you the inspo for that.
I love all the inspo pics.
So it's sort of like that sort of fabric, sort of silver with a bow layer with this sort of gossamer. So it gives the impression of like black in one light and then silver in the next. And then the gown looks something like that. but without the brocade of the actual physical gown.
Nice.
Or maybe it has like black brocade, where the physical gown has it.
I love it. I love it. Stunning.
I'll do Harvey's. I sent the picture slightly before the session. So, nice. It's kind of like fancy, but he wears it in a very casual way. So he's got his dark brown tapered trousers that he's wearing tucked in. He has a silk shirt that's kind of like an off-white with these browny orangey flower details. Only the bottom two buttons done up and kind of scrunched, rolled up to the shoulders. Underneath, he's got this white mesh shirt through which you can kind of see his binder. Like, he's tried to find one as close to his own skin color as he can. So, kind of close up, you can see it. Far away, you probably couldn't. And he's probably got a couple of rings on and a kind of simple chain necklace as well.
What colour's the jewellery?
Is
he a gold or a silver boy?
Yeah, he's
or a
a gold boy. He's a gold boy.
Love.
I also sent the dress last week. It's like a long golden fabric, like cut out shoulders but long arms. And then doesn't do jewelry. She's not a jewelry person, but she has braided her hair all fancy.
Cute.
So it's like one like thicker braid down the middle, and then like lots of little braids that all feed into it.
That's cool.
It looks like that.
Ooh, I love that.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's really nice. Loon would die if she saw that.
Right, I'm just sending. I've decided to change one of the colours. So, one second. It's very similar to what I did last time. But basically, if you've watched Shadow and Bone, it's the main feature of it is like it's a full-length black coat with basically black and gold embroidery on the edges. The coat is doing the most, basically. And he's wearing every ring he owns, essentially. There's like chains hanging from his horns. Like, eyeliner is winged and on point. Definitely like got a shadowy eye moment going on. But yeah, that's my guy.
I love it so much. And yeah, you see like the kind of crowd around you is dressed to the nines as well. You see some people waiting in the queue. There's this like elderly gnome with kind of a beard that like Alana's is like intricately braided into multiple braids and then kind of twirls back round into another one. And he's in this like dark blue kind of velvet suit, and he's carrying this like cane that's more sort of for ornamentation rather than for kind of any sort of, I don't know, physical need. You see as well this like elegant, very tall human woman, sort of early 30s. She's wearing this sort of floral satin red gown that's this sort of like satin red with sort of in a slightly different shade of red, has embroidered flowers on it, and then she's got like layered jewelry with sort of like different coloured beads and gems on it, and then you see she has like spectacles attached at the very end of one of the necklaces. And then you see a few more people, like there's a tabaxi with dark fur who's wearing this like gold two-piece skirt crop top situation in like very fine, well-made material. And they've got their arm through an elf, through the arm of an elf who's wearing this like very almost like backless, it's so like low cut kind of silver jumpsuit, which unlike Wraiths, which sort of, you know, depending on how you look at it, it kind of shift color, like is it silver, is it black, this is almost like mirror ball, like sequined effect of just this like sparkly silver jumpsuit, and you see all these people and more wearing very similar styles of clothing, waiting to be let in to the Pinslada. And I will let you in a little minute, but I just need to go to the toilet and then I will be back. Let me pause the recording. Right, okay, cool. So you're lined up outside the Pins. As you line up, you can kind of hear sort of very sort of like elegant sort of I don't know, like strings music coming from within the Pins, kind of wafting from like the second floor out of over one of the balconies. And as you're waiting, you actually get in line behind that woman in the red dress and the floor-length gown, and a kind of waiter comes up to you, who is sort of carrying a tray of like light fizzy or sparkling wine, and offers it to all of you as you wait. Kind of says, with compliments of the Pinslada, welcome to the event tonight. We're sorry to keep you waiting. And hands it all out. Is everyone taking one, or?
Definitely.
Love it.
Grace will take one but not drink from it.
Ooh, it's poisoned. Love it.
You don't know.
Cool.
Tucky takes a big gulp immediately.
Perfect. Yeah.
Same.
Incredible.
Can I ask as well, what's Ada wearing?
Oh yes.
Oh fuck me, Ada exists.
You didn't get a go.
No, I
Ada's
didn't
in
get a go. So Ada is wearing, actually, Ada is sort of
Harvey shirt.
no, yeah, but she's a bit restless. Like you would have noticed on the way over here. She kind of walks quite quickly and has to keep slowing down, like let you guys sort of catch up with her. And now in the queue, she's sort of bouncing one from one foot to the other a little bit, and sort of playing like with her hands almost, sort of like wringing her hands a little bit. But she is wearing, while doing this, I think, Harvey, was it this like deep green shirt? I imagine it kind of being like linen maybe, because you kind of bought it, I think, did you buy it around Guadarizo Pensuenos? It was like to combat the heat.
Yes.
So amazing. She was gonna wear, and then I saw your picture, Harvey, and I was like, matching. She also has let hers has only done the bottom two buttons up, and she's wearing a sort of like lace black, I suppose like bralette under, sort of thing. And it's loosely tucked into, I feel like Toki, Harvey, and Ada look like the fucking like three that have come together with like a flowy shirt tucked loosely into just some like posh trousers. But that is what she's come in as well. She's got just sort of some nice, I think they're probably leather trousers, to be fair. They're kind of are more for traveling. I think they're probably like a dark brown worn leather. And she's wearing, she probably doesn't travel too much with a change of shoes, but she's maybe cleaned off the shoes she's been traveling around in, and they're these sort of more I don't know, sturdy and utilitarian rather than fashionable, but still sort of maybe come up to sort of just below mid-thigh, walking shoes, like walking boots, and these are probably black, and she's like polished them up a little bit. Maybe on the walking tour she was like, detour, I need to go to this shoe shine place. But yeah, that is what she's wearing. She's tucked this deep green linen shirt, and it's got gold embroidery, I believe, doesn't it, Harvey, kind of around the like collar and around the cuffs, I think. This like, yeah, amazing kind of gold kind of, I think, was it sort of like leaf work almost, and yeah, and she is not wearing any jewelry, I don't believe, but she has sort of done her hair into a sort of maybe took an inspiration from Alanis, but sort of a side braid. I think she's got like one side of her head is like, or the underside, let's say, of her head is sort of shaved, and so the kind of top half kind of comes round and kind of braids down over her shoulder. She's got quite long golden hair. But yeah, you see, even as you're kind of in the queue, she kind of seems to be just shuffling a little bit, always kind of moving, and sort of, yeah, just keeping on her toes a little bit. So that's what Ada's up to, and wearing.
You okay, Ada?
She'll kind of like blink as you ask her, and she's like, "No, I'm fine. I just feel a little bit odd. I don't usually go anywhere without the sword. It's been a really long time, and I feel a bit. Don't know. The further away we got from it, I've just felt antsy."
In a you don't want to be without protection, or a my sword's evil and controlling me kind of way?
Maybe the second kind of way, to be
Like
honest.
Oh, that was a
Yeah?
joke.
Oh, it's good. It's a 26.
She's telling the truth, yeah.
Yeah.
She sort of stumbles over. She's already started agreeing to the second before she's even really heard what Toki has said. But then kind of stumbles a little bit when he says evil, in the sense that you're like, oh, it's Odin about evil. But yeah, definitely in the sense that she's like, yeah, she's telling the truth about it being the second one. And she looks uncomfortable, the 26. You can tell, like, she seems restless, uncomfortable, as if it's like she's got lots of energy kind of racing through her with like needs an outlet sort of thing. Yeah.
And did she take a drink?
She did, and she's like kind of passing the glass kind of back and forth a little bit, like, you know, when you're sort of out and you just need something to hold. She's kind of doing that to give her an excuse to not. She should have worn some rings so she can fidget.
Harvey's gonna like catch the one hand when it's free and like put his drink into it, so she has two
Nice.
drinks, and grab himself another one from the
Cute.
next person.
I love it. I love it. She'll like nod and be like, "Thank you," and she'll like take a big swig. She's like, "It just yeah, I've not had much cause to leave it behind. I didn't really think about it until we all left. But I mean, anyone else sentimentally, well, not, but attached to their weapons you've had to leave back in the hotel?"
Not all of us have left them in the hotel.
Hey,
Wraith always carries hidden daggers. Always.
Ada's
She's
gonna
wearing
take a
full, like,
step back
ball
and be like,
gown.
"Where?"
Now, I can't spill all my secrets.
what if there's detectors at the door?
How would they detect it?
Magic of some kind?
Then I just claim to be a weapon myself.
Okay, well, I don't know you. If that happens, I'm going in to see my friend and I'm leaving you to get arrested.
Works for me, to be honest.
Ada will say, she's like, I kind of have been to things like this before, and I mean, I think the technology's advanced a little bit since I went to stuff like this, but they do sometimes have machines and enchanted things to make sure you won't bring anything in, so yeah, you may want to think of an excuse.
Who's to say it's not holding up my hair?
Nice. And she like looks around and she's like, kind of almost stopped fidgeting. She's like latched onto this. She's like, "Did anyone else bring? Could I have brought my sword this whole time?"
Not too
I
late. We
didn't
can go
bring
back.
anything. I am
Yeah,
not
no.
going to the back of this queue. That's for sure. I'm
No,
not.
I've got this and I'll gesture to my pendant that I'm wearing. So, you know, I'm covered and I'm also not queuing again.
Bro, I didn't know what you said. Sorry, April.
Forgotten.
I think she said we can go back. We can go back to
Oh,
the room.
Yeah, you were like, it's
Sorry.
not too late to go back.
My memory's so bad.
It is.
Yeah.
And then I'll honest, have you got your bow with you?
Yeah, a massive fuck off
Yeah.
bow strapped to my back.
Gorgeous.
I've just got my street smarts.
Nice. Ada's like, that'll see you through. And she's
Do they
sort of-
have spell books in here? I can't part.
if you're asking Ada,
Yeah.
she's like, I mean, it's kind of just a book, and she's kind of like, I mean, that guy's bringing us Kanan, right? Like, wouldn't part an old man from his walking stick, would they? So, you
No.
know.
Yeah. Okay. It's just my drawing book. Put it away.
Just your drawing book.
Mhm.
She's like, what a normal thing to bring to a fancy
Yeah.
art show.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be taking drawings, or to be fair, actually, I take it back, that is actually a kind of normal thing to bring.
I
You
have
could be a
talent
critic
for
and
the
you could be
arts.
writing
Exactly.
Yeah.
writing notes.
Amazing. Bro, as you're kind of talking, I think Wraith and Alanis, you see, I think both of your highest passive perception, you notice the woman in front of you, and the queue's kind of moving a little bit slowly. Her dress has pockets, and she has kind of pulled out of one of them, and she's nearing the front of the queue, and is now sort of tapping a little bit impatiently against her hand. This kind of posh ticket for the event that kind of looks sort of very much like you are cordially invited. Sort of situation. And she's now sort of tapping that almost a little bit impatiently. But you're now sort of 3 people from the end of the queue. And as you do get a little bit closer, you see people are sort of being asked to sort of walk through this kind of archway, and then sometimes some certain runes are lighting up on the archway, and then if they are, people are being put to one side and run up and down with a sort of like wand sort of thing that someone else is holding, but you see there's only really one person, maybe 2, kind of doing this, like one person checking tickets, and another person kind of doing the more, I guess, like security. The lady in the red dress, she goes through, they check a ticket, she goes through the kind of archway, nothing really happens, they nod, she goes through, and you see that she's directed up this like grand staircase, and then it comes to your turn, and so you get to the front, and the person at the front is like, can I see your tickets for the event, please? Welcome.
We're guests of Valeria Rojas.
Oh, amazing. How easy for me. Give me 2 seconds. And they kind of go off to one side, get a little like clipboard and flick through and says, yes, of course. It didn't specify how many, but just says guests of Valeria. So perfect. In you come. If you could just walk through here, we'll get you straight in there and to see your guest, your friend, you are the guest. And you walk through. Toki walks through, absolutely fine. Alanis walks through, absolutely fine. Wrath and Harvey walk through, absolutely fine, but Wraith walks through. And you see some runes that have been etched around the archway kind of go off. And the guy is like, oh, I'm so sorry, madame, just could you go to the other person over there? My colleague will just sort you out, it's nothing. Just
course,
no sharp objects allowed in here or anything else, but I'm sure it's fine. And as you kind of walk over, he's like to the group, he's like, have a wonderful evening, and then turns back to the other people waiting to come in. The person that has this kind of is they're kind of like a short like halfling. They have this. No, that's silly, because then they'd be shorter than the people they are scanning. It's an elf, and they have this wand, kind of looks like it's made out of crystal, and engraved with things, and they're just like, good evening, if you could please just stand with your arms out for me.
Brave will do it, even distrusting, still holding her glass of fizzy wine in one hand.
Of course. Would you like me to I can hold this for you, there's a table, you can put that down if you like. Okay. And they start like airport scanning, going like boop boop boop. They scan your whole body, so where does it beep?
It beeps at her hairline, where the braids come around. There's 2 ends of sort of silver combs.
Okay, nice.
Poking out the hairline.
Nice. So yeah, it kind of beeps up there. Says, oh, I think it has strange picked something up there. Would you be able to take them out for me so I can?
It would ruin the hairstyle, unfortunately.
Is it your hair?
It's my pins. They hold them in place. They're long silver pins.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check for me.
I mean, that's one way to describe daggers. Long silver pins. Persuasion. Yep. It was a natural 20. I'm not lying to you.
Hey! Amazing! Oh, amazing! Absolutely incredible.
So
And now, yeah, excellent. Well, it's not 20. But yeah, for future reference, your daggers are delicate and look like pins if you ever want to draw them. Because we've never discussed what they look like.
Not all of them.
No,
Yeah.
yes. So what ones have you got then? Is it just like normal daggers, or your magic-y one, or?
I'm gonna say it was probably the dagger of denial because it would fit in a lockpick. like in a lot.
That's a good shout.
So
Love
I
that.
would say
Love
it would
that.
be a long slender one.
Yes.
And then it will
Nice.
probably be a second just regular
Just a
dagger that looks
regular.
very similar.
Nice, yeah. Like kind of maybe one of the more ornate ones that maybe came
She's
with
trying
you.
to pass them off as like a pair.
Love it. So the elf kind of is like, no, of course it looks so good, and it's just your hairpins, you know. And they kind of look around and they're like, what were you gonna say?
Thank you. I know you can appreciate good taste, especially in such a lovely place. I truly wanted to look my best for the occasion.
A work of art to see the work of arts, of course. And you know what? Just go upstairs and have a lovely evening.
Thank you. You as well.
Oh, thank you. And they
Right
turn.
before we join the party and see. Are we ready to go? What are we waiting for?
You are so lucky.
Cool. Still talking.
Incredible. So you are now in a kind of very extravagant, like marble floor to ceiling kind of entryway. There's like dark marble on the floor with like flecks of gold veins through it, and tall columns that rise up into like a double height open room with a sort of I don't know, mezzanine style balcony that kind of goes around the side, and you see everyone's being directed up this grand oaken almost staircase, and then round a corner and off into one of the wings of the galleries, and so kind of following the tide of people. Now there's not loads of people, kind of it's a few, and then eventually walking into the main room itself, which I finished and exported, so I'm just gonna fucking put you on it. There's nothing there. It's a floor plan and some fucking sofas, but I had fun because it's like The Sims.
I'm excited.
Lauren, do it to him.
Let's do it. This is it.
Oh!
So I had fun.
Proud of you, pal. Proud
Cheers.
of you.
I'm learning how to
go.
use this map making system. So you have entered. Oh, I'll get your party token. Where is it? My library. What can it be? I've got Ada somewhere. Should I use her? Have I? I've done really well. I haven't called her Ava once.
Well done. I messed up yesterday. Didn't I?
Yeah, I know. I haven't got Ada, but I have got a little frog. So I'm gonna put a frog on. So this is you guys. You've come in here. And I had fun. Each of the little like marks on the floor, it's like tells you about like the next gallery room that you're going into. So it's like, oh, that symbol means like the Roman Empire or something. But obviously not. So you walk in and the room is mostly open plan but partitioned off. So as you walk in, you see multiple green sofas decorating the room and art hung all over the walls. It's a mixture. It's kind of, you know, oil on canvas. But then there's also some like statues, like woven tapestries. There is kind of paintings of all different kinds as well, like some kind of, if you imagine sort of typical sort of Renaissance painting, and kind of, because this is a lot of like hagiography depicting the saints, so it's a lot of sort of golden ethereal style, but then there's some more kind of out there styles. There's some sketches up in one corner, and yeah, like I say, some kind of busts or kind of almost like rubble stone in one corner. But yes, the marble kind of continues through, and the kind of polished hardwood floor leads you through into this open room. There's a massive stained glass window, just I'll move the frog, just there, that's a massive stained glass window, depicting just sort of like golden rays of light, seeming to kind of be looking over an ocean. No, over a rainforest. And the lake, it's Cal d'Etil.
Lake Alma.
Sorry?
I think. Was it Lake Alma?
Baby. Christ, I don't know. I'm not.
Don't worry,
I'm
I'll
not on the
come back
page.
to
You let me know. And there is a kind of string quartet. Playing in one corner of the room. Let's say the string quartet are here, where the frog is now. And there are kind of people walking around with trays of food, like canapes sort of things, wine, and then people observing, looking at all the artwork. So yes, what do you do? What's your thank you is Lake Alma? First thing you do when you go into this art gallery.
I
mean, I
waiting
think
for
Toki's-
Toki to take the lead because Toki's
Yeah.
looking for his friend.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Toki's keeping an eye out for Valeria, but is also getting very distracted by like every painting and being like, "Oh, what's this? What's this?"
Nice. I mean, put you on the spot a little bit here, but like, what do you think you might be seeing? Like, it's all kind of depictions of the saints, so you know, yeah.
I guess probably a lot of stuff on Mikkel. Sorry, I'm getting the haggy.
Now I have put you on the spot a little bit.
It's I'm like, who else could be like revolutionary? But yeah, I'm expecting a lot of fox motifs.
And yeah, you do see a lot of kind of fox things, but then you're also surprised. You see Laverna. Your eyes drift to. You see a large kind of orchid field, which kind of obviously brings you connotations of Laverna. You see just sort of all sorts of saints. You see some depicting Corwin. There's one of Kerrigan that draws your eye, which is like a lot of colour going on there. And yeah, you do keep getting distracted as you're walking through. So it's not immediately that you notice her, but she notices you first. And you hear a kind of steps coming towards you quite fast, and you spin round. And before you even have a chance to say anything to her or introduce her to your friends, she gathers you up in a massive hug. As the rest of you see Valeria Rojas, who is, I mean, Toki, do you want to describe a little bit? She's your NPC.
Oh gosh,
Sorry.
I think she's a human.
Yeah. She's a human.
She is a human. What does she look like?
I can take over if you don't, yeah. So she's a human. She is sort of, I don't know, she's probably around sort of early 20s, right? We did come up with all their ages at
a
one
little
point.
bit older than
She's
me.
a little
I think
bit
she's
older.
26. I think
Okay,
that's
nice.
something I know
Excellent.
about her.
She's 26 years old. She is very kind of like slender, but wearing this like floor-length black dress at the back, almost swooping like a train, but at the front it's almost cut into like almost shorts that she's wearing, and with sort of a deep cut neckline, but off the shoulder and kind of like loose baggy sleeves, just completely black dress, but she's wearing a lot of gold jewelry. She has like light brown skin, mid to light brown skin, and dark kind of almost black hair that flows in waves down her back. She's wearing jewelry-wise this kind of like thread of almost like a black choker made out of the same material as her dress, and then just draping golden chains, almost like draping golden hoops as well. And she has grabbed you in a massive hug, Toki, almost swooped you off your feet. I imagine she's maybe a tiny little bit taller than you, but as she gives you a massive squeeze, she's saying, "Oh, Toki, it is so good to see you," and then she kind of steps back and she's kind of like rubbing her, like got your arms, and she's sort of like rubbing you, and then she's like, "Hold on, have you been working out?"
Oh, you know, maybe a little bit.
Wow, I you just you did the running at university. I mean,
Yeah, well, it was cold, you know. I didn't want to be outside, so maybe I signed up for some classes.
amazing. Is there many of these exercise classes in Pensueno? That you were in Pensueno, no?
Oh, yeah, no, I haven't really been. This was back in Sintanto. I haven't really been keeping it up.
Oh, that's strange. No way. I mean, I feel like I did not see you very much kind of towards, you know, the end of the year. we're only
Oh,
back
we
for
were
a couple of
busy.
months. Yeah, I suppose. How are you doing? You brought friends.
I brought friends.
You have
yeah.
friends. I'm jealous.
Everyone,
Introduce
this is
me.
Valeria. This is Wraith, Wrath, Harvey, Alanis, and Ada.
Oh, yeah, Ada is here as well. She's like, oh, your friends are all so incredibly dressed. Oh, Toki, and she like looks. Does she recognize the shirt, or is it one that you've bought? Since
It's one that I
seeing
bought.
her?
It's new.
She's like, this is new.
No, I
it
have
is,
to dress up for you.
oh, thank you. She's like, I am so important. But she's like, it's so good of you to come. I'm so happy that you are.
This is
are here.
incredible. This is so fancy.
Like I say, I'm very good. Roya helped me put the. Sorry, as she kind of says, she's like, I feel like I'm ignoring you all. So I'm Toki's classmate. We are on the course together back in Sintanto, and I'm from Caldetta, and my project that I have been working on is around kind of anarchy in the Saints. I've been working with a professor called Roya, and she's an art historian, and we've been looking into this together. And so yes, I've helped put this whole thing together. Yeah, kind of a big deal. It's been in the papers. But
We
yes.
saw.
Yeah, did you see? Yeah, they didn't mention me by name, but that's okay. I sent a clipping back to Amber and Victoria to sort of show them what I've been doing. I miss them so much. They miss you. They miss you a lot.
I miss them too.
Yeah. We need to go out for drinks when we are all back in Sintanto. When are you heading back?
Oh, like a couple of weeks maybe.
Okay. I'm here for
When are
a
you-
few more.
When are you heading back?
For a few more, I'm staying for the kind of opening few weeks of the exhibition, and then I am sort of seeing how it goes, writing up some papers here, seeing my family a little bit as well. Delina said that you were doing the same, seeing family or something?
Yeah, I've got family in Pensueno.
You go all around. But yes, anyway.
How was Delita? When did you last see her?
I probably saw her a few weeks ago, maybe. She took a lecture, and in the end, I went and asked if she knew who you were, so I could send the post to you.
Oh, but she's good.
I think she's fine. Talking about the religion and the theology, and she gave a lecture on Bella, actually. So that was interesting. Yes. Why? I mean, I imagine you've been talking to her every day or something.
Well, I can't write her that many letters. I just miss her.
I bet. Always round her
Yeah.
house for dinner, making her laugh, wine during the office hours. Royer is
You
not
know,
so laid
you know
back.
what?
Well, she sort of clapped in the shoulder and she's like, yes, to the rest of you, she's like, well, special guests, friends of Toki, would you like a kind of a tour around the gallery? What do you all do? How did you all meet? And she starts like walking around.
Oh, Wrath and Wraith, his sister, were in Sintanto for a bit, so I
Where are you
knew
studying?
them.
Wow, they do not speak. No.
No, they were.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
You. Oh, are you studying in Santanto? Was the question, Wrath?
Oh, I didn't catch it. Was a question at me. No. I'm studying men.
You are. Oh wait, hold on. Did you say Wrath?
Anyway, so can you? What's this one? I just point at the first
This is
picture.
Wrath, my brother.
And she's like, oh, hold on, look, you can see artwork anytime you're in a gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Wrath, the guy you spent
Nice to
the
meet you.
summer with.
Yeah,
Very
maybe.
well.
The one and only.
I posed.
Amazing. She like takes a step back and looks you up and down, like fully taking you in. And then she like extends a hand and
Turns
she's
around,
like,
looks
she's
back at
like incredible. It is an
Mm-hmm.
absolute pleasure to meet you. I did
I
not
bow.
know how good you looked.
Oh,
Lucky is so
Flattering.
intently studying some tapestry. Wow.
I mean, you know, Toki, no offense, Toki never spoke about you too much, but we knew something was going on, you know. We'd invite him out for coffee or walks in the park, and well, before we were going away for summer, Estiva, but he was too busy, and then I think
no.
Delina mentioned something about you at a dinner we went to.
What did you say, Toki?
Just that I truly just your name, and that we were spending some time together. It's really nothing.
Oh, I wouldn't call what we did nothing, Toki.
Oh,
But
really?
That's all in the past now. So
Indeed it
you know, I'm
Is it?
just I'm just very
You are not
very focused on
together?
the
No,
studies
one
now.
man isn't enough for Toki, apparently. I'm
A
just
what?
his humble squire now.
Hold on.
An escort, if you will.
Indeed, an escort, yeah.
An escort.
To be grandiose
I-
professor, and he bows.
It's just a silly nickname. I asked them not to call me it in here, and I'm glaring daggers at both the camera.
I haven't done anything.
You said escort.
Oh, I said escort.
Oh, brilliant. She's just like laughing, like she's not phased at all. And she like turns to you, Wraith, and she's like, I assume, sister. Wow, both of you are very wow.
What can I say? Twins. We get the good genes.
Indeed. Back to back pose!
She will indulge him, but not.
Yes!
She just turns her shoulder slightly so that that's as far as the posing goes with Raid.
Incredible.
A win is a win. It's okay. It's enough.
You know, she reminds me of someone back in St. Anto, maybe Victoria a little bit, a tiny bit. Do you think?
Yeah, the black.
Yeah.
Who's Victoria?
Oh, Victoria, she is lovely. She is also on our course. She is kind of where Toki is from Petrain.
Yeah. Bit further north.
Yes, she lives kind of. I think she's in mountains or something. I don't know. I don't know the country too well. But I mean, and then she looks at you, Wraith, and she does the same appraising look that she did to Wrath, just like up and down. And she's like, "You do also look incredible."
Much appreciated.
Mm.
She'll adjust her neckline subtly, subtle as anything, but with her left hand with the ring facing outwards.
Fucking hilarious. I thought you were gonna say she was like pulling a top down or something.
No,
That's what I thought! I was like, damn!
I'd forgotten about this. That's amazing. She kind of is like, oh, I see. A shame, but you know. So you are not sleeping together anymore?
No.
Oh, you talked to me.
No.
Who are they talking to? Me, brother?
Well, the wine's already getting to right.
Or maybe someone else, and then looks to Alanis and then to Harvey.
No, just really focusing on my studies.
Why is Toki known from hopping from
Indeed.
romantic relationships to romantic relationships?
No, actually, to be fair, I've never known Toki in a relationship.
Mm. Interesting.
You didn't know me at undergrad.
Oh, no, I did not. I did not go to Basmore. I just thought, you show up with one ex-lover. Maybe you have shown up with some more.
No, can't say I have. And as happy as I am to be talking about my love life, I'd really love to look at some art.
So studious, so focused on the task at hand. But to be fair, it is pretty cool. So as she kind of starts taking you on a little tour of the gallery, she takes you to that kind of painting of Kerrigan that you walked past. Sort of on your way in, and this is kind of, it doesn't exist in the world, but like a cubism style painting of Kerrigan drowning, and you see it's like very kind of block and colours overlapping, and you can barely make out sort of his face, but she says kind of, we chose this one not for the revolutionary aspect of the picture itself, but because the style is I don't know, just very unique and challenging in a lot of things. And especially when, it was painted, the artist got into a lot of trouble for depicting one of the saints, even, Kerrigan, one of the lesser loved saints, in such a kind of radical way. And we've got a few others like this, and takes you over to a statue, a three-sided statue, very tall. And you see each side shows a woman bearing her arms outstretched, bearing one of them bearing a mirror, the other one bearing kind of a tapestry, and the other one bearing a pouch. And she says, this is Svatna Laraz, who, to be fair, I know Toki knows all these saints. How well do you know the rest of them, all of you? Are any of you familiar with Laraz?
Can't say I've had the pleasure.
No.
I've had a couple of prayers maybe answered, but not too much.
Do you know the story? Are you familiar with why the statue has the gifts?
No. I don't know the wider tale.
This one, she gave 3 gifts to the king of Petrain, and there's a few different versions of the story. In the story that most people believe to be true, she was wronged by the king, and so came to test him, and she presented him with 3 gifts. One of them was a pouch of gems. She said she would present these to him to give him riches and wealth. And I'm just getting the story up, so I don't lie to you. But it's not loaded.
I think you did tell me the story, Lauren.
I did. If you have it, you can answer.
Really lied to you.
No, if you have it, you can answer to her. Love is like, it is coming back to me.
Hold on. Oh. I can read out what you sent me.
Do it.
Shall I do it in the accent? Harvey will recite.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Harvey's like, this is what I was told.
This is what I was told. Loraz was an evil witch who sought to end King Teobaldo of Petrain's reign by presenting him with 3 accursed objects on his birthday. The first was a pouch of jewels with the souls of his subjects trapped inside. The second was a mirror that aimed to disfigure him, but only showed him that inner beauty and grace are all that matters. And the third was an ornate family tree that ended with him. Teobaldo was so concerned that Loraz would harm his children that he abdicated in order to save their lives. In her anger that she had been bested, Loraz threw herself on Teobaldo's sword and killed herself instantly.
Well, that's the Petrainian version.
That's the version that I grew up with.
Well,
That's fascinating, that.
well, yes. So, Toki's right. That's one of the versions. Not the most accepted, kind of more nationalistic version that's told in the
Is there a
country.
Caldetta version?
Well, no, she's from Perdrain, and they have their own version of the myth. But well, the story that some other people have heard is or tell is that she lost her livelihood. She wasn't an evil witch, but she lost her livelihood because she could not afford the upkeep of her farm due to the high taxes from the king. The kings in Pertrain, depending on who you ask, if you ask me, they are still this way, but if you ask other people, they were worse in the past. They were cruel and evil to their subjects, and he was greedy and raised the taxes, and so she swore to take revenge on King Theobaldo, and kind of conned her way into his court, which is why she's sort of associated with this sort of secretive kind of con artists. I'll show you her thingy in a minute, if you want to go find it in the journal to have a little look. So she sold her last goat, which is why a goat is associated with her as well. Used the proceeds to buy a fancy gown, and she sort of does a little twirl in her one, and jewelry to pass herself off as a noblewoman. And then when she was high enough in the court, she gained the favor of King Theobaldo himself, but overheard him bragging that the three things that he loves the most in the world are his money, his beauty, and his crown. At a ball for his birthday, and at this point she's like, "Toki, it is your birthday tomorrow."
It is, yes.
Oh my gosh, she gives you another hug. And she's like, "Are you still in the city? Can I get drinks or a meal or dinner or something?"
Yeah, we might be leaving tomorrow, but we could do breakfast. Or
Oh my gosh,
lunch.
where are
Are we
you?
leaving tomorrow, guys?
Are we leaving tomorrow?
I think
Give me
we
a
said
minute.
we would do it the day after so that we didn't have to travel on Toki's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
in
did.
which case we can definitely do dinner and drinks.
Amazing! Oh, that's incredible. Sorry, back to the story. So anyway, it was his birthday. He wasn't as nice a person as Toki though. And she presented him with three gifts, and then she'll point to the gifts on the statue, and she's like your friend Javi, I think it was, pointed out. There's a velvet pouch of jewels, an ornate mirror, and an intricate tapestry which shows his family tree. She told the king that he could keep these gifts, or he could play a game with her and gamble with them to win their worth, but 10 times over. And the king gambled, and she says he has to play all 3 games with her. The first game is, without looking into the bag of jewels, he has to guess their exact worth. If he gets it right, she will provide him with 9 more bags, but if he gets it wrong, he has to abolish a high tax on the peasants, the same one that ravished her. He guesses 3,000 gold pieces, which is their exact worth in the monetary value, but she tricked him. She was clever. She gets him to open the bag and sees the faces of his suffering subjects inside, and realizes that it was worth the hard labor of his people. So she declares he got the answer wrong and must abolish the tax. The second present, she shows in the ornate mirror and declares that it will reflect what his legacy will be. She challenges him to share what he sees with the court, or else be horribly disfigured. The king thinks this will be easy, but when he looks into the mirror, he sees himself as destitute and ugly and without an heir. He is unable to speak this out loud to the court, so has an illusion placed on him that makes him look hideous. Although no one else can see this, he sees this reflected in the mirror. He believes that everyone is lying to him when they say he looks the same as ever, and he begins to lose the trust of his subjects. So Liraz wins again. For the third one, she shows him the tapestry of his family tree and said that if he loves his family so much, this will be an easy trial. All he has to do is tell her where his son is right now. And if he gets it right, his line will rule for thousands of more years. But if he gets it wrong, his line will end with him. He was already suspicious and angry after having lost 2 of the 3 trials, so he becomes convinced that Liraz has his son somewhere and intends to kill him. So he drew his sword on her and murdered her on the spot in front of the whole court on his birthday, only to discover that his son was actually hiding behind a door, waiting to present his dad, who he idolized, with a birthday gift. The son saw the father murder this woman in cold blood and swore that he will never ever be like him and never take the throne. So when it comes time for his coronation, he abdicates the throne, and Liraz's threat comes true. So in a way, the story you told, Javi, is similar. The tapestry did show the end of the line, but that story is told by the rich or the nobility of Petrain. They kind of tell this, I guess, to themselves and the more, I don't know, socially conscious, maybe. People would know the other version. But they do accept that the one that you told is common. As well, the Merin Vagala holiday, Liraz is associated with this, but some people in Petrain, the higher-ups, the rich, they give thanks to Teobaldo instead, so they have kind of twisted the legacy. And that is why this statue is here, because this was done by a Petranian artist. And they have made it obscure and vague, up for interpretation as to whether this is Liraz the evil witch or Liraz the wronged saint. This is the story.
That's truly fascinating.
I'll get Liraz.
Maybe you heard the story, Harvey, when you were trying your Montalcino wines when you were in Petrain.
It is. It's just the story that I grew up with. But if there are two versions, I suppose either one could go around.
You're not actively lying, so there's no point in sanity checking you, because that was so skirting every answer.
Big gulps of his drink right now. Big gulps.
Ada's just looking around like, I didn't know that anything was going wrong here, because I am not invested in the party's history in the same way they are. Harvey is from where Harvey is from, and I don't know any of the stories. I'm not from here at all.
I do think Toki, like, as soon as Harvey started telling that story, Toki was like looking at him a bit, like, was a little bit like, oh, I really thought that Wraith was making it up this whole time. But now I'm
Glance over at Wraith.
suspicious.
You could just see her sort of like glancing up through her eyelashes over her drink at Harvey.
I think Toki's looking at Harvey more like, a little bit like, oh, I just believed you. Just like more like a little bit hurt.
Oh no. No.
But then quickly looks back to Valeria.
She says, anyway, thank you for listening to my story time. The final one to show you, well, not the final one, the second to last one that I have written down in my notion and we'll be talking to you about, is this tapestry. And she shows you a tapestry made by a Cyprian artist, which depicts Sifa and Lumi in a positive light. And so, for those who don't know, Sifa is another saint of Petrain, actually. And they are associated with fractures and storms and sacrifice. And in their tale, I mean, Valeria can recount it again if you want to know the whole thing. You get the Pinterest board when you hear the story, if you want.
Yes.
Okay. So Asifa was from a powerful line of Petrain mages, and they fell in love with Lumi, who was a dragonborn from Cyprius. And Petrain and Cyprius famously have their the war that has lasted for an incredibly long time. And so Asifa's family did not approve because they were from these warring countries, and also because Lumi did not have any magic. So the union between the pair wouldn't result in a powerful child. The two of them, they eloped and they went on the run together. But Asifa's family put a bounty out saying that Lumi was evil and had corrupted Asifa. It all culminated near the coast of Petrain, where Asifa caused an earthquake which created the AC archipelago, if any of you are familiar, which killed both her and Lumi. No one knows, and it is unclear what version is true, the family's or Asifa's. But we do know that Asifa went with Lumi willingly, but we don't know if she was actually evil, as they say. So again, another one kind of from Cyprius depicting them in a positive light, kind of, rubbing it into Petrain a little bit, and anything that rubs it into the nobility's faces, I enjoy. One of my friends went as Isifa for Intro Oriakos once, so we love her.
It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous, isn't it? The work is so, you can't imagine how many hours this would have taken to make this, stitching it like this. And you can see, and she points out sort of the AC archipelago, which Harvey, you lived on for a little bit. You said kind of when you were island hopping, yeah, she kind of points all this out. She then takes you round the corner, and you see a painting that you recognize, and you see this large portrait of a family, all dressed in gorgeous silk gowns, very obviously rich, and she says, this is the Klassen family portrait, and you know, I did quite well in getting this here. I have a neighbor back home who is an art collector, and well, I managed to secure this for the gallery.
Yes, it looks very secure.
Well, yes, it is on the
And you
wall.
had this validated? This picture, you know for sure it's the real thing?
Why?
All of them, for that matter, the entire gallery.
Well, I mean, I didn't
I've
do
just
that.
heard this is a really famous painting, and I think you know,
Oh.
it's the type of thing that people maybe might falsify.
Well, that's interesting.
And I don't want you to be embarrassed.
I have not heard the same. Most people, I'm surprised you have heard of it. To be honest, it's
Well, I'm very well travelled, so.
not fair enough.
Also, I think it was in the paper. Did we read it in the paper?
Yeah, they
did read
mentioned.
it.
The Star.
Yes, yes, this is true. They mentioned that the collector, Mr. Gallego, Senor Gallego, he is very well known, and he was going to sell this, and then decided not to, and I was able to persuade him to, you know, let me hang it. In terms of authenticity, I don't know if the museum checked them. I did not myself, but Senor Gallego is extremely respected. Incredibly damaging to his reputation to be dealing in forgeries and fakes.
Well, then that's good.
It is. I mean, the painting itself, she's sort of like, what is going on? She's like, I mean, the painting itself was painted by Bore Mammon, who is, I suppose, themselves a famous artist from Ufern. But, you know, this work itself is not particularly significant, except for the one way that it relates to my exhibition. So this was commissioned in 432 of the previous era to celebrate the eldest daughter, and she points her out, her engagement, and it depicts, she points these people out as well, it depicts a lord and a lady Klassen with their family, the newlyweds, a young male heir, and their second daughter. But if you have a little look
At the amulet.
oh, do you? So you do know the painting, all of you.
Well, as we said, it's a very famous painting.
Oh,
Okay.
well, are you art historians? Is this how you decided to travel with Tokyo?
we're a research team.
Oh,
Sorry. we should make that more clear.
Oh my gosh, I did not realize that. I am embarrassed because I have been explaining all of the paintings to you.
Oh no, we're not particularly on the Saints. We do have some interest. My brother was, in fact, looking at this amulet, or looking for this amulet for quite a while.
Oh, for the for the Tronsvokter?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't know, because I have it and I can't find it. Talk amongst yourselves.
No, it was the other one. The Stedetsvokter.
Can I get the spellings of both of these in chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can, mate. I'll post them.
Yes, that is fucked. I just got it in my notes.
Alright. Tronsvokter. And Stedensvokter.
God, I didn't spell any of those right.
No, it's Icelandic, I think. Well, you're mostly there. You're close. This portrait shows Clara Classen, the bride to be. She is wearing, yes, an amulet with a shield with a polar bear engraved in it, which is the emblem of Svat New York. Some people can think it is the Status Vokter, but it's more, well, I maybe had a look at it, and I believe it to be the Droins Vokter, which Yorick left behind 2 relics, the Stedas and the Droins, and I believe this to be the Droins Vokter.
Why would you believe that rather than the other?
Because of the engraving, the fact it is a shield with the polar bear kind of harks more to Yorick's kind of semblance as a saint of protection and safety. The Tronsvokter protects against harm, whereas the Steadesvokter is the one that kind of lets you not be found. So the shield kind of, to me, kind of, explains this. But I mean, none of this is why it is in the gallery. It's just interesting link to the saints, but the revolutionary aspect comes later because Lord Classen, he gave it to his daughter because he did not trust her fiance, Actor Moral. And shortly after the wedding, Clara died, and her father killed Actor Moral, believing him to be at fault. The Worrells were from Rocor, a noble family, and because of that there was an uprising against the Classens, and their family kind of vanished. The Worrells eventually have vanished as well, lost in the coup. But that is why this is here, this mistrust of a person intended to be in your family, leading to murder and bloodshed and rebellion. And of course the link to Yorick with the polar bear.
Did they know what happened to the amulet?
No, they don't. Lost. Whether the Worrells kept it or it was just gone away. We weren't able to find. The modern day Worrells fled south when the Rocor War broke out in 05 of this era. And then any trace of them disappeared when the coup happened in 11 of this era rather.
Oh, cool. That's the country with the ships.
Did you say that out loud or to Lauren?
To Lauren.
Yeah, it's the one just to the
Yeah.
north, and yeah, it's the one with the pirates and nobles. Sims 4 medieval. Sims 3 medieval.
Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting. How did it come to be in your...
I will be right back.
How did it come to be in your neighbour's collection?
I don't know. I think he she probably does know. I imagine
Sorry.
he just traded it. Like your friend said, Alanis. Yes. The artist is very famous and it's well regarded in circles. Kind of a beginner's or master's beginning work. People like the use of light and color. When he painted it, he had no idea about the uprising or anything. It was painted very much at the time, and so some people like to assume that he has some sense of the way some people are looking at others, the way hands are placed on other people, but no, just a kind of snapshot of a family before tragedy struck them. And so I imagine he bought it for its value. Like I say, he was going to sell it to another collector, but decided not to.
It's interesting.
You good, April?
Yeah, I'm texting Eleanor.
Oh.
There is a
Prepare to
second
receive.
under the table D&D game going on.
No.
Oh, Eleanor's been
I mean,
texting
I'm not
me.
actually gonna say it, but I was like, the fact that he suddenly decided not to sell it.
I know, that's because it's not real, April. He knows it's not real, so he can't sell it to this guy.
But now some motherfucking criminal has the real thing.
Bro, I'm at about a 35% trust level with this criminal, so where it takes us.
Guys, a good job you didn't annoy his ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
might have been
Yeah.
it.
Is the operative word.
Yeah, that might have made us more in Drift's favour.
Yeah, Badger fucking hates us now, so give us a
He
good
doesn't
deal.
hate us, actually. He views us as proteges. We learn from him and his infinite wisdom.
Yeah, I think the mention of this painting is probably the first time that Harvey looks up from his drink during the whole piece
baby
and
boy.
made eye contact with Wrath, like.
I'm just looking back at you and I'm like, fuck in my eyes.
But yeah, where should we say the painting is? I've not been moving the frog. Here, it's on this wall.
I was going to go there too.
Aww, isn't that lovely?
I was going to be like this area, over
I'm
here,
fine.
somewhere over here.
Harvey's sitting on the sofa. Harvey's like, I would like to go home.
I need to get out of here.
I would also want to.
While
Oh,
keeping
speaking
like
of getting
one
out of
ear.
here, I have to go.
Oh,
Of course, that was
No.
very good segue.
Thank you.
Have a good day at work, and yeah, have a good week as well.
Have a good week, Izzy. We'll see you on
nice
Sunday.
Nice week.
Yeah.
Bye.
I was going to say, when Wraith has stopped talking about the amulet and stuff, can she almost not drift away from the group, but like take a pointed step into like within a few meters,
Do not
just
rob
to the
me
crowd,
as rich
and she's
people
looking at
in a
them.
small room.
No. I mean, now that you've said that,
I'm gonna take that man's walking stick.
no. I think Toki catches a Wraith's eye at that point. Like, I will kill you.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. No, I just want to, while keeping one ear on our conversation, see, like, she's used to being at the back of rooms, picking up conversation, hearing things that are going on in the background. Can she pick anything out just in passing combos?
Yeah, roll a perception check for me. I love it.
Of course I can, my love.
Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh, it's cocked. It's off the table. I'll use a different dice. Oh, it's good. It is a 23.
Amazing. Yeah, just standing back, you kind of hear a sort of just general hubbub. You kind of pick into other people's conversations, people remarking on how exquisite this portrait is, excellent brushstroke. Oh, aren't these canapes amazing? You then kind of begin to move around, and one of the waiters is sort of exchanging trays at one of these doorways, and these doorways are closed, by the way. Like, you came in through the kind of the southern one. The ones off each side of the like map are like shut, sort of only letting you sort of be in this one part of the gallery, but one of them swinging open and closed as waiters walk through it, and one of them is exchanging trays with another, and you hear one of them say, where did Raoul go? I thought I saw them at the front door, but then I've not seen them since. We were going to go for drinks after this. Have they gone home sick or something? And then you sort of lose that thread of conversation as you kind of sweat back up into people kind of remarking on how well put together this exhibition was. Some of them have little guides that have been written up, probably by Valeria for her project. Yeah.
Right, store that information for a hot second. Keep my ear out for any Raoul's in the background.
If you want to roll a kind of more focused one, I suppose it would maybe be investigation then, to kind of dig a little bit deeper into sort of listening for or looking for, actively looking for a role?
We can try.
Give it a go, mate.
Why not? So 17.
Nice. Through a few things, sort of picking through, you're investigating your own mind. And do you remember Raoul to be the guy that was scanning the tickets? And then was like, oh, incredible. Don't need to check yours. You just remember someone sort of maybe clapping them on the back at some point, or them being like, oh, I'm Raoul, if someone asked, something like that.
Yeah.
So you know kind of where Raoul works. You know they were sort of on the front door, like with security team. Yeah, that's kind of what you get. Don't really kind of see or hear anything else.
Noted.
Yeah. You are so welcome. Yeah, so where were we? So yes, Valeria's finished a little tour, and is kind of just chatting. She every now and then will drift away. She needs to go and shake hands with someone. The kind of like maybe sort of head curator of the gallery, or this part of the gallery, will call her over, leaving you kind of to mingle. Is there anything particular that when she's not there you talk about, or is it just sort of general, oh, isn't that painting nice, I want another drink?
Can I look at the class and
Of course you can.
portrait?
Yeah, of course you can.
Do I sense any difference between that and the one we had?
When you go sense any difference, what do you mean?
Like, I mean, the Wrath isn't really the right person to do this.
With Wrath studying the
Yeah.
portrait,
Yeah.
maybe I'll wander up next to you and be like, if I were going to make a forgery, the sort of things I would look for,
Oh yes.
because I am proficient in forging things.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So,
Love it.
can I help my brother?
You can, absolutely you can. So I think this is going to be investigation check from you, Wrath. Are you proficient in investigation? Yes or no?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, in that case, roll with advantage, but also because
Yes.
Wraith is helping you with the forgery stuff, add your proficiency twice, because you're proficient in that too. Excellent.
So I think it's yeah. Oh, the second one was good. The first one was trash. I got a 5 and a 19. 19 plus.
See, Harvey, you didn't need to pay £50 for an identification.
28.
28. Yeah, you okay.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.
What can I tell you? So
How old is the paint?
yeah, to be fair, so contextualizing this, you are not an art historian, you are not
No.
an authenticator, you have no experience of, I don't even know if you've painted before, so there is a limit, no matter how well you roll, to what you can
Yeah.
gather.
For sure.
But I suppose with your sister there, and I suppose you, Wraith, you maybe forged letters, signatures, copies of things, maybe not an entire painting before, but I do know what you mean about being like, oh, you know, I've read a book, and they said
Like,
to do
they
this
have
or whatever.
done something.
Yeah, like I've watched one episode of Hustle when they forged a painting and it was great. So you kind of have a general idea. And so I think, yeah, maybe the age of the paint is something that kind of attracts your attention. And you,
Sniff it and we smell.
I think it's probably behind
Time.
glass a little bit.
That's absolutely fine.
But you... Actually, you know, I'm going to roll to see if it is behind glass, because I feel like that would help me out in letting you have a look. No, it's not behind glass, it's just behind a little stanchion with a little rope. So why would you smell turpentine? I don't know anything about
I
that.
don't know.
Oh. I was like, is this a
It's
secret?
thin paint.
Mm.
And it can, with like, you can add it to oil paints, for example, and it would like thin it and change the texture.
Interesting.
So you use turpentine to clean your brushes as well. So
Hmm.
if it were a relatively new painting, and oil paints does take like a week, maybe a couple of weeks to dry, depending on how thick the paint is, we might smell some turpentine.
Very cool. So
That's my
you,
sister.
I love it. That's Steph, which is ace.
Oh, yes.
You're welcome.
So you guys stole a version of this painting. Was it 3 months ago? 3 to 4.
We're not going to smell purple. There's going to be no turpentine then.
Yeah.
We stole this in
I
the
have it.
winter of 20 RA, which was
Harvey and
about
Raph
3 months
listening.
ago, I think.
Yes. So yeah, it was about 3 months ago. I think you sort of notice there's one area of the painting that maybe around the amulet, because you guys are around Clara Vatten's kind of features. There's something that looks odd, maybe with her hairline. And you maybe where an artist has used turpentine to thin out the paint they've already put on the on the canvas, to kind of paint over something, repaint something, and you see there is sort of an almost like, you can almost see over or behind, I suppose, how this artist has painted the hair on that's going around her face. And it almost looks like a mistake that's been covered up. And with that very incredible role, I think that partnered with your memory and your recalling information, something you've studied quite a lot. You're like, I don't remember seeing that mistake on the one that I have. And I think knowing as well, talking to your sister, this was done by an artist who ended up being very famous, well known for his exquisite art pieces, and known for light and colour, but also like perfectionism. And if a really famous, wealthy as fuck family were paying you, an upstart artist, to paint a portrait, maybe you do your best, the best you could possibly do. And if you're really concerned with colour and light and perfectionism, maybe you wouldn't leave a mistake that obvious.
Yeah.
So the real one is currently in the hands of a criminal that we trust.
Yeah. So I
Less
walk
than
over to
5%.
Harvey
Mm-hmm.
and like, are we real close? And I act like I'm just kind of like slightly bevved, and like at the top of my head, I'm like, a fucking criminal has the fucking real painting.
Well, a criminal had one before.
It's true, but it's not
Ray's
us
just
this
inserting
time.
herself into this conversation.
Raid leans in behind them. Over the
Just a
back
huddle.
of the doors.
It's a twin sandwich.
There's nothing we can do about it right now. We're going to have to deal with it, depending on whatever his fucking name says. What's his fucking
Yeah.
name? Drift. Depending on whatever Drift says.
What time were we meant to meet up with them? It's like still 24 hours away, right?
Within the next
Within
24 hours.
They'll send word. Supposedly.
Right now, we just have to be normal at this art gallery.
Yeah.
If nothing else, than for Toki's sake.
Mm-hmm. Toki, you look wonderful this evening, I've got to say. In your element.
Oh,
Everything
thank you.
is absolutely fine. I am.
Toki was not paying
Okay.
attention. Toki was looking at a painting. It was like, oh, thank you. That's so
Pointing
nice
things
you
out
guys.
to Ada.
yeah, me and Ada. I'm teaching her about
She's
so
like,
much.
what does that one mean?
And I'm like, oh, this one, he did like union stuff.
Ah. Why are there foxes everywhere?
The foxes maybe helped him.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. He used to throw these like rages before battle. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I mean, Valeria knows way more about him than me.
Fair.
But yeah, the
Does that have
foxes.
To do with Festival of Vulpes?
Yeah.
It does. Well done, Ray.
Wow.
Again, race last step.
Yeah, Mikhail led a lot of uprisings, and he used to have these, campfire parties, before battles and stuff to make everyone, confident for the coming days and just have a nice time if they weren't going to make it. And while traveling alone one time, he let a fox share his campfire, and he was badly injured the following day, but the fox led him to safety. And then after he died, loads of foxes surrounded his grave. So yeah. And what is Festum Vulpus? That is, yeah, a holiday, kind of a small one, not like massive, like Marin Vakala or Indrariakis or Rakus Tagore or anything, but just a little small holiday where you would invite loved ones round for dinner, share your fire with them.
Sounds like a yahi.
That's a much bigger celebration that's more to
Surely
do
is
with...
it not the same thing as you get your whole family and friend involved and you meet up? Are they not to be the same holiday?
No, Festum Vulpus is more just like... It's smaller, it would just be, you know, it's more intimate. Oyahi's a big celebration with extended family, it's more about community, a much bigger thing is made of it. Festum Vulpus, you wouldn't really prepare anything. It would more just be like, you know, you'd say, hey, come round for dinner, we're having this. You would open your door to people.
Right. Yes. I don't think I would open my door to people, but I mean,
Not
whatever
even
goes.
not even your newfound friends, Rafe. I mean,
Friends.
me and Harvey and Alanis by
Oh,
that. And Ada.
Friends.
sorry, our fellow research
He's like-
team.
Please not here, please not around Valeria.
Professor, please, you must
Please.
embrace this.
Oh, but is this not friends having fun talking?
Mm.
No, this is friends about to fall out.
Oh, Toki! Getting feisty!
I'm just eating my dinner. This is, by the way, the story that she told you about the class and family portrait.
Thank you.
You.
So, oh, I was gonna say something and I forgot what it was. No,
You having dinner?
no. Well, I'm having creamy mushroom cheesy pasta.
Very nice.
Right?
Yeah, with cream cheese, not cream because I didn't get any. I forgot. So it's very cheesy. I made enough for like 4 people by mistake, so that's what I'm having for the rest of the week. It's Emily's recipe. Emily O'Connell. For those of you not familiar with her, which you all are.
The only Emily in my life.
Yeah.
Viewers might not know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hi,
Yeah, our
YouTube.
viewers who don't know who now have Emily's full name. Don't even worry about it.
Sure, there's loads of Emily O'Connell.
It's fine, I didn't dox her.
It's not like I said her address or anything.
Just drop that national insurance number, it's fine.
Yeah, PB. Yeah, so you've had your little tour of the gallery. Valeria comes back, and she'll come back over to Toki and sort of link arms. And again, she's like, I can't believe how strong you're getting. And she's like, so
I
how?
mean, he works out every morning.
Really?
Yes. It's
Wow.
Yeah, well, you gotta stay healthy, don't you?
And he loves running.
Well, no, of course. He would go running all the time. He's even got one of the. Did you see his fancy the Beat Fit that he has?
What?
What is
You must have noticed.
he
You must
does
know.
have a watch that he is wearing.
What watch is this, Toki?
It just like tracks your, you know, runs and intervals and stuff.
Goodness.
Mm.
He got it in.
Never
We
heard
did
of it.
Festive Foxes 1 year for Marin Vakala with the course, and someone, his Festive Fox, got that for him.
Yes, someone.
Who is this someone?
Who indeed? And Toki's like looking at Valeria.
Be like, I don't
I'll
know.
look at Valeria.
like insight check Valeria?
Yeah,
Who
go
was
for it.
it?
Yeah, insight checker.
23.
with
Yes.
complete sincerity, she's like, I have no fucking idea who got you that.
Damn it.
Did you think I did?
Well, I thought, like, not you, but, like, Victoria and Emma together.
No. Sorry, we didn't get to it. We didn't think we were doing pretty presents.
Well, no, we weren't. That's why...
No, we didn't
Maybe
get it for you.
Ceres?
No, Ceres had Ceres did the painting.
Well, you did the painting for Ceres.
Whoops. Oh no, of course. Well, Ceres had someone else. No, I didn't. I don't know who. I mean, who is left? I mean, Iridian got the crazy fucking book.
I don't even want to think about it.
Disgusting.
What book is this?
Oh, it was a I think it was made of human skin, like a
Oh!
dark
Oh, it does
magic
sound more
book or
fun.
something. For
Yeah, it was-
Roshan. They were very into it. I mean, who else is left?
No.
Let me
It
see
doesn't
this.
matter.
Let me. Can I see? Can I see the
It's,
bit?
it's a conundrum.
Can I insight check Toki's I don't know?
Go on, Steph. Get to the bottom of this.
Good again, it's a 26.
Let's go.
Toki genuinely has believed up until this point that it was that like one of his friends got him and they all joined in to get it for him. So is like confused, but is also just like, I think Valeria's just trying to throw me off the scent.
I mean, wasn't there like a 4 gold minimum or something like this?
Minimum.
Yeah,
Oh,
Max.
Sorry, maximum.
Bougie.
Sorry. We're just isolating everyone.
are.
To people who don't
I've
know.
I
had
love it.
conversations like this in real life. I have been here.
Remember Roshan
Now I
and
have
that
to
crazy
do it
book they got?
in
But the Refit, it was always more expensive. I assumed it was a really old model or something, but I don't know if it's like super new or anything. But this must have been worth a lot.
Yeah, well, that's why I thought that you and Amma and Victoria got it for me.
Yes,
I
but
thought you
we did
felt
not.
sorry for me because
You have a secret admirer, Toki.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Can Wraith grab Toki's wrist and turn it to look at the watch?
Yeah.
And
Well, I
try
don't know, I'm
and like
saying yes. So you're not my risk.
value it.
Yeah, sure.
Trying to value it.
Well,
It's a
I've never
Bitfit,
come
not
across
a
it before,
Fitbit
but-
for
Sorry, it's a
copyright.
bit fit, is it?
Yeah,
I
we
see.
can think of
It's similar
it.
to, but legally distinct from.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are other smartwatches available.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
roll.
very aware Wraith hasn't seen one before.
No,
but
yes,
she's
which is
seen
why
watches,
it is
she
that
value materials.
disadvantage. So roll insight check with a disadvantage.
Excellent.
It's insight check.
Inside?
What are your faves?
It is a 15. So I can't roll lower than that.
Give me a fucking minute. Oh, Chloe, we talked about it. How much was it worth? What did we say?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
I think you'd be like, this is maybe 13 gold pieces.
Oof.
It looks
Someone's fucked up a
worn,
bunch
but
of
it looks nice-ish.
It is like a year and a bit old, so it is sort of Toki-wise all the time.
Was it worn to begin with? Were these scratches here before? Should point them out.
Maybe I assumed it was secondhand.
It looks like someone's given you an heirloom.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Opposite.
disappointing.
Opposite.
Damn.
heirlooms. Wow.
It's like someone's passed this off onto you, Toki, but it's worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, I mean it definitely broke the rules, but like
By I'd say at least quadruple the amount mentioned.
Who is rich and wants to ruin everything? I wonder.
I wonder as well.
But
Good.
Who is rich and wants to ruin everything?
Go on, Toki.
I
I feel like you
don't
have something
know.
to say.
But why would they?
Why would who?
Why would they indeed?
She stopped talking to Stocky now. She's talking to Valeria.
to Valeria,
Yeah.
he's like, because he has no imagination, does not care for anybody, and just sees the first thing he gets, and money means nothing, like all rich people.
Sorry,
And
Yeah.
then she looks around where
about?
she is, and she's like, I hope no one fucking heard me say that.
Yeah, keep your voice down around
It
all
has
the rich
been,
people. These are
different.
your peers now, Valeria.
Difficult for me to, yeah. They are not, well, hold on a minute, they are not my fucking peers.
Sorry, we're talking
Um,
about one of your friends back home,
Yes, who is
He's
this?
not our friend.
He's not our friend.
and he is called.
So he looks to Valeria.
Aster Blackwood.
Aston Blackwood.
Do I know of the name? Have I heard the name before?
Have you?
Like, when I was visiting Toki, did that name come up?
Do you remember?
April doesn't. April's April.
You would not have said it.
Oh, okay. Now,
I think no then.
no.
Actually. No. I'm trying to, because we didn't record the session zero, so I'm trying to remember, but
I
don't think so.
remember things, but I don't remember them.
Hmm. Let's say that's what Wrath remembers then.
It wasn't the initials from the card, was it?
No, that was AMR.
I thought it was an A.
A lot of A's.
There's a lot of A's.
Anyway, his lordship does not care for anyone.
Lord.
Probably got
Rubbing
stuck with you.
elbows with the.
And, wait, didn't you get stuck with him? I remember you tried to swap.
Yes, I did.
Did you succeed in this swap?
No, no one wanted him.
No, no one would swap with me. It was very rude.
Well, at least you had each other, made each other very unhappy. Though you have been wearing a lovely watch from him for all this time.
Toki.
I'm I'm
Almost
selling
romantic.
this as soon as I get home.
Fair enough.
As soon as I get back to the inn. Anyway, do you have any paintings of Galen here?
Aww. Toki, of course we do. And she will take you down to another area. Let's say it's over here. And she says, here he is, your special boy. He's seen here, saving the town of Agios Katerina from the dragon. It's a kind of very typical painting of him, but the kind of revolutionary aspect, I kind of included it because, I don't know, something about liberating a town from a overlord sort of thing. I kind of thought it was fitting.
Is Galen hot in the picture?
Yeah,
Interesting question.
really hot. Like,
Question.
yeah, man. Like, Galen is a knight in this picture. Like, helmet off under one arm, hair kind of blowing in the wind.
What colour?
Brown, and in shining armor. Like, they've kind of painted it in such a way that the sunlight is like really bouncing off of his armor and almost seeming to like illuminate Agios Katerina as it like bounces off of his like breastplate while he's fighting this dragon, not breaking a sweat while doing it.
And it looks really good.
Makes me feel a little bit sick from what we were just talking about, but there we go. But
Why would
who's
it
your
make you feel
favorite
ill?
person?
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like we're a little bit out of the loop. Why would it make you feel ill?
Which turns to you, Toki.
Just because it reminds us of the course.
How so?
Well, you know,
Because we study saints. I wanted to write to my project on Galen, as you all know.
And you lost the grant to somebody else.
Yes, I did.
To Aster Blackwood.
But you're doing something so much cooler now.
Very same.
Something that will actually be published and people will read.
Yeah. I mean, people would have read my other.
Oh, sorry. Of course. Yeah. No. 100%. I mean, I would have read it for sure. I read your proposal multiple times. You had me read over it, but you know how it is. She like this.
Yeah.
She's like, it reminds you of university, and we love it. We are scholars, but you know, the deadlines, and Galen's not one of my favorite. He's a little bit more typical.
Wow.
Sorry.
One day I'm gonna convince you on Galen.
Man, well, you're gonna come in dressed as a knight for intro oracles one day?
You would
Maybe.
be surprised.
Hmm?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I just, I've been working out, so.
Ah, of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
he's almost tough enough to carry a set of armor at this point. I would guess.
Oh, are you trying to be like Galen? Is this why you have been working out? You trying to impress him? Every
No,
night are you
no.
like, Galen, please show me how to do the press ups?
I know how to do a press up.
Did Galen show you
And
how?
I can only do about 3, but I know how to do them.
Love it.
Wraith's expression has gone into that practice neutral, only because she'd otherwise be cracking on the floor.
Amazing. Oh, I dropped some.
Well, thank you for including my favourite in your very fancy art show.
Of course, of course. It makes people happy to see something a little bit less revolutionary sometimes. You got to keep the authorized discourse happy.
Yeah.
Well, it's been amazing meeting all of you, genuinely.
Likewise, it's been rather the informative evening.
Yeah, good. I do need to go and properly talk to some people. I feel like I'm very clearly showing signs of favoritism here.
Yeah, go mingle.
Ah, thank you. But come and find me at the end of the night, yes?
Yeah, and we'll do something tomorrow.
Brilliant. Wraith, you hear as they're saying this, you're kind of looking around, they're saying goodbyes, and you're like, boring. And you're kind of looking around, and because of that, you notice before anyone else does, several flashes around the gallery. And it's a flash that you recognize, and you recognize it from having seen it last in the Shadowfell, when you're battling a certain witch who made an escape. And although the witch herself is not here, her means of escape. That's our girl. That's our girl.
Sorry, Lauren.
That's our girl. That's our fucking girl. Although you don't see her, you are reminded of the way she escaped, and you see 2 flashes. And you see that, and that is the last thing you see before all of you are plunged into pitch darkness, real darkness, that those of you with dark vision cannot see through. You hear a few cries, a few screams, and then you hear someone yell out over the crowd, everybody stay calm and get down on the ground now. And you hear more screams. Toki, you feel Valeria take your hand, and she's like, "What's happening? What's going on?" And you
My arm around her.
love it. And again, this voice comes out and says, "No one's gonna get hurt if everyone gets down now."
Do you
And
recognise the voice?
I was going to say, do we recognise the
Yeah.
voice?
roll a history check.
Come on, people. Let's go.
The unfortunate reality is there's more than one Scottish guy in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, go, brother.
Ooh,
Go, Harvey.
amazing.
Harvey.
Wrath and Harvey, who do you think it is?
I can't. I don't know. I think you've done a Scottish voice before. And
Out of curiosity, because you do not recognise this voice.
okay, good. I couldn't think of a name, and I was just winging it.
No, you do not recognise this voice. It's the voice of it's a deep voice of a man, and that is all you recognise. In world, you'd note that this is maybe a Rorqual accent, but you, which we're not going to note, has overlaps with the second level of hell. Doesn't matter. I only have a limited number of accents in my arsenal.
Yep.
But this voice kind of booms out again, and you are unable to see absolutely anything. You hear people screaming, and then going silent, and Valeria starts to tug you down to the floor, Tucky, and she's like, maybe if we just do what they say, it will be fine. There is security. I'm sure someone will be able to help.
Yeah, I got you. I go down to the floor with her, and I sort of try to angle my body in front of her between where I think the voice was coming from.
Nice,
but I've
yeah.
still kind of got an arm around her.
Nice. And you're in this little corner where the frog is, looking at this little photo of Galen's painting of Galen. So you're kind of in a little corner. You kind of angle her more towards the corner, kind of being like, I'm sure no one will sort of be coming from that direction. What are the rest of you doing?
Grab Wraith, like just reach out, see where she is.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine I was standing close to her anyway, and kind of like, what does Wraith do? Going to the ground, or are we hiding? I don't know. In darkness, it's
I
difficult.
feel like Wraith wouldn't go to the ground, but feeling Rath's hand around her, she would maybe drag him to the nearest wall and like put their backs to the wall.
Nice. Harvey, what are you up to?
Harvey is, I think, linking one arm with Ada, one arm with Alanis, and
Ada's there.
getting on his knees.
Beautiful. Ada is like tense. Like she's been fidgeting all evening, and she is stock still now, but lets herself kind of be dragged to the ground. And then as for the movement, you kind of feel her sort of start whispering. She's like, "What the hell is going on? Can you see? I can't see."
Let's see. No. We'll just do what he says and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, at least one of us bought a couple of weapons, I suppose, in case anything goes wrong.
All on the right now.
Yeah. And you kind of the twins up against the wall, Toki and Valeria, kind of down with you angling her body more towards this corner, and then the three of Harvey, Ada, and Alanis, kind of more just kind of in the middle. You hear footsteps, heavy footsteps, coming over in your direction, and you kind of vaguely remember there wasn't really anyone else around you. You were sort of in this sort of little alcove looking at the painting of Galen. Keep wanting to say photo. Painting of Galen, and there wasn't really anyone around apart from you. I think seven of you. I think, yeah, I was like, I count. And you hear these thick, heavy footsteps coming towards you, and stop right in front of you, Wrath and Wraith. And you hear someone say, "You heard the man. Get down to the ground now. We can see you are not on the floor." If you don't do anything, you feel something sharp against your throat. Get down to the ground now. And you both feel something sharp against your throat, but large, not sharp, small like a dagger, sharp, heavy like a sword. Yeah, both of you feel this on your throats. And even though you can't see, you get the impression someone is standing there like this.
We'll go down.
Yeah.
Being very careful, like to tip her chin up so that it doesn't catch.
Nice.
And make sure that her brother is going down at the same time.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
No one tried to be heroes, no?
We wouldn't find any of those here.
Do not speak. Stay quiet. And then you kind of hear the heavy footsteps thud away. Can everyone roll a perception check for me, please?
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Non-nat 20.
Also a non-nat 20.
Damn,
Let's
come on,
go,
Chloe, come on,
team.
Chloe.
15 from
Oh,
Toki.
that's alright. Toki, you hear, all of you hear this. 15 is a good roll. You hear them go around the corner and out the alcove, and then you hear more footsteps join in with theirs. You hear some whisperings, which Toki, you can't make out. But you hear, you other three, you hear you hear someone go, what are you doing with those swords? I thought we were going to leave all the weapons back at the base. You shouldn't. And the other person be like, be quiet, I am just trying to control the situation. And then you hear them thud further into the gallery, and then you appear to hear them stop around where the class and family portrait is.
Oh.
I don't even need to worry, it's fake.
But the voices that I heard, did any of them sound like we're all from the front?
No, they didn't. No. Roll a history check.
Black roll. Nope, it's a 5.
Don't worry about it. But no,
I
you
do,
did.
though, I
You didn't catch any like Caldetan accents there. So yeah, you kind of hear that. What are you doing? You're kind of all in this corner on the ground. Valeria has her arm around you, Toki. Like, she of course doesn't know you are a famous adventurer, so she's like, I'm protecting you as much as you're protecting me. And she's like, do you think someone is coming to help, or?
I don't know. I think maybe they're trying to steal the painting. I think maybe... I know it's your big show, but maybe we just let them?
Shit. Do you think I can write about this in a dissertation?
Yeah, I think this will be really good.
I think it will be too.
Yeah, let's just stay here and be safe.
Okay.
Right.
And let's get you an 8. You were first.
Wraith will lean her head close into her twins and say, like, whisper, can you make me invisible?
I was about to do it. I was waiting.
Twinigy.
Yeah. I was literally waiting to do it.
Incredible.
As we're on the ground, I'll reach over and just start casting invisibility on me.
Amazing. What are the components for invisibility?
Yeah, I know. They're gonna see me do it.
But they walked away. They got into the class and family portrait, which is over here.
Oh, it's all
behind
of them.
the wall.
Verbal, somatic, and material. They're gonna catch me doing it.
You
But
can
once she's
roll.
invisible, she's invisible.
Yeah, you can roll. It will be a sleight of hand at disadvantage because you do not know who you are hiding this from. If you would like to try and do a perception check to hear, to see if there is anyone else maybe around, potentially in the area, happy to let you do that. And if you do well, then you... And as well, I'd let Wraith help you on that because you're the one that's like, can you make me invisible? So you can be like, I don't know if there's anyone else around.
I would check to see if I could hear anyone else around.
Yeah, happy for you to do that then. And we'll say, if you want, because I know you have the higher one, you can roll advantage Wraith, and then you add your bonus to it.
Oh, it's a 24.
Amazing. So you kind of just listen. Like, you almost close your eyes, even though it's dark, but closing your eyes has helped you focus before, and it does again now, and you kind of just really try and listen for anything, and it's hard past the kind of rustle of silk and just kind of people scared on the floor. You're listening maybe for those heavy footfalls, someone a bit more confident, someone who can see where they're going, and you get the sense that, what did you get, 24? You get the sense there are 5 people that have appeared, 4 people who have appeared in this room, and so my family are chatting. Go away. You get the sense that there are 4 people who have appeared in this room. Obviously someone, the one that threatened you, has walked away and then started talking to someone else, and then walked over and stopped near the class and family portrait. But then you also hear from sort of, I'll move the frog to kind of indicate where, like over here, there's someone who's sort of like pacing a little bit.
Race saw the flashes from what she could see from the angle.
What was that, sorry?
Race saw the original flashes before it went
You did,
dark as
you
well.
did. You do also get the impression that people are moving, though.
Yes,
They're not necessarily by the original flashes. And you see someone sort of moving, walking around. 2 people walked up here. They did like, ooh. And then you get the sense that someone else is now kind of walking this way. They haven't done it yet, but this is the way that they are walking. And at the moment, they're currently like maybe over here.
Now would be the time.
Okay, I'd do it.
Cool. So roll, since that was a good roll your sleight of hand with advantage.
My sleight of hand is +1. Let's
go.
go. That's bad. I rolled a 6 and a nat 1.
Ooh,
Oh.
shit.
My luck has run out, so that's a 7.
A 7.
It still gets cast.
It still gets cast. It definitely still
gonna
gets
get caught.
cast. You know, it's material. I don't know what the materials are for
Look.
invisibility. But you
An
kind of,
eyelash encased in gum Arabic, which
Gorgeous.
just sounds weird.
disgusting. But to be fair, you have an arcane focus. What is your arcane focus? Is it one of your rings?
It's my. I think I said it's my amulet.
Nice.
Like one of the main necklaces.
Nice, amazing.
It's like
So
thick
with
chain
that,
with,
to be
like, a
fair,
red jewel.
amazing. With that, you sort of cover that, and that substitutes for the material. You do the somatic. The movie one. What is it? Is it somatic? The one that is moving around?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then so you do that, and then it comes to the verbal, and you try to whisper quietly as you can to say the words for this enchantment, and
We should have been 14. We should have been 14.
Yeah.
and you hear someone who was walking past hiss in your direction. Be quiet. No talking aloud.
Sorry, I just got kind of turned on when someone threatened me with
Be
a sword earlier, okay?
Quiet.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
From this sort of like you talking back, those heavy footsteps again are going to come around the corner. Who have
Don't
you
threaten
made
me again.
invisible?
Oh, no.
What have you done with invisibility?
I've cast it on Wraith,
Just on Wraith.
which is why I'm trying to
Nice.
look like
Yeah.
try to take attention away from them.
Cool. So those heavy footsteps come around again. This deep voice comes round and says, "What did I tell you about the talking? You have to be quiet." And then we'll grab you, push you up against the wall, and you hear steel being drawn, and you feel it this
Stop
time like
flirting
against.
with me.
You say, they kind of go like, I'm not what, and then you feel
what right now?
a cut in your arm.
Oh my!
And you take 3 points of slashing damage as you feel blood well up along your arm.
Okay.
You hear the other person who initially like kind of told you to shut up say, "Chain, what the fuck are you doing? Put that away. Where the hell?"
Don't worry, I'm into it. It's okay.
And then you hear more footsteps coming your way. Let me see.
While the footsteps are moving,
Okay.
I want to move so I can pinpoint they're moving as they're going past.
Love it. Amazing.
Stealthily.
So Chain, who was threatening you before and definitely saw you before Wraith, is too caught up for whatever reason and doesn't note that one twin is now missing.
Double. There was only one of us.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's only one.
So you hear more footsteps coming round, and you hear again that like loud voice that initially spoke, saying, "What the fuck is going on here? What's the problem?" And kind of says, "Chain, what are you doing? Put those away. No. Grab this one, put them in a corner, and just we'll talk about this later." And kind of you feel them sort of grab that person off of you.
No, don't. Oh.
And that original person is like, if you can what's good for you, you'll shut the fuck up. No, we're not here to hurt anyone. Don't be a hero.
Stop being mean to me, or I'm gonna fall in love with you. Goodness.
I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't want them to kill you, but like, the other one, Chain, is like, look, Torch, they are extremely annoying. Can I please just kill the one of them? And then you hear another voice, more nervous this time, saying, "What's going on around there? Is there a problem? Torch, what's going on?" And then
Are you single?
me? I'm not.
Yeah.
No, we're robbing you. No, wait, shit, no.
No.
And then you hear the voice go, "Everyone, be fucking quiet. Just go back to where you were. I'll sort this one out. Look, hey, Chrome,
Damn right you will.
go back to the painting. Sword, you go take a look at it. What is your problem?" And it kind of leads you into a corner. And so, Wrath, you sort of are led, like, over here is where you end up. You can't really figure that. But you feel like a strong grip on your arm now, as Torch leads you over to that corner, and says, "I didn't care what you think you're playing at, but you need to shut up right now and stop with this whole, oh, I'm finding it so hot and sexy."
It's okay. I'll be a good boy for you. And then he shuts up.
You hear a deep breath and says, "Just our fucking luck to get the crazy ones." Insane, April. Mate, so fucking excellent. And
Iconic.
just so, I'm like, I don't know. I wrote in my notes, like, their leader, brains, loves it when a plan comes together, calm. And I was like, I feel like I can be none of those things.
Rats will fuck anybody.
Yeah, Torch is like, I am not flustered right now. I planned for all contingencies. I just really didn't write this one in pen. But yes, has you by your arm. Wraith, could you roll another perception check for me? Listening out to try and time yourself with those footsteps.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's a 17.
Amazing. Could you now roll stealth at advantage for me?
Oh, good thing that was at advantage because that was a nat 1 on one of them. Plus 8 is a 22.
Amazing. So you, you've not like echolocated the gallery or anything, but I feel like, not even with any sort of stretch of the imagination to say that when Wraith walks into a room, she memorizes the layout. She clocks the entrances, she clocks the exits, she clocks the places where she might be able to sneak and hide. And I mean, earlier in the evening, you were like pressed up to walls, eavesdropping on conversations. And so you kind of hug the walls again. You're like, I could walk through the room. I'm fairly confident I wouldn't bump into anyone, but I could trip over someone who's whimpering on the floor, hoping not to be murdered. So I'm going to hug the walls and hope that, everyone else is sort of sitting in the middle of the room. And using your sort of, your senses, you kind of figure that's a kind of good plan. Where are you going?
I'm going towards the class of the family portrait.
Cool, amazing. So let's pretend you're the frog. You're like, I think you guys sort of started there. And then so you'll sort of like dash over to that wall. And then you're like, wait, the band were there. So you like go over here. And then you're up and along this wall. And then you're listening. And then you sort of hear them dragging breath. And you're like, fuck. And you sort of dart over here. And maybe are here. With the class and family portrait actually being there.
If I could, I would get into like this corner.
Yeah, cool. So you end up there. Nice. So, what's the game plan? And what's Harvey's bad decision he may or may not make?
I mean, Harvey is currently, these people are like, they're not hurting anyone, but they've hurt Wrath, possibly Wraith.
You've heard Wrath
and
carried away.
They're threatening
Like it.
people Harvey's about half a second away from saying it's a fake, and like just saying like you guys are doing all this for nothing, because all he has to do is Wrath has told him why it's a fake. They, you know, like there doesn't need to be any assumption that they know that there's a real one out there somewhere. But we know that this one is a fake. So everyone, bear with me. I'll make a choice.
Hold my days.
Incredible. So while Harvey's like sweating, I think back to Valeria and Toki before we jump back to Wraith. She's like, what the fuck is what's your friend doing? Why is he talking like this? Why is he antagonizing them?
He just always talks like that and is pretty
yes,
unafraid of everyone. So
Afraid of
don't worry,
afraid of dying?
he can look after himself. It's
How can he
fine.
look after himself? Toki, who are these people you are friends with now?
I may or may not be in a little bit over my head, but we don't need to worry about it.
Toki, what the fuck?
They're powerful, okay? They're
Powerful? What, Toki, what the fuck are you doing? Now is not the time to get into this, Toki. What? What was that?
I was just yeah, I said you're the one that asked me.
Okay. No, I did not think you were going to say. Are they are they like going to save us or something? Your friends?
I don't know. Do you want to be saved?
I'd like to not die.
Do you think they're gonna kill
It's not
us?
that they hurt your friend.
Wrath will be okay.
Harvey, Toki, are you like with them, like, or
We just travel. I genuinely have known some of them like a week. We're just traveling together.
yes, but what have you been doing in Caldetta?
The research for Belina's book and maybe a little side research into Galen of my own, but it's fine. She told me I could.
Is that all you have been doing?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we pick up odd jobs along the way to.
Jobs?
Yeah, like. We were with.
An adventuring party or something?
No, that would be crazy!
Roll a deception check for me.
I love this dynamic pretty much.
His voice gets so high.
Right, so it is a 10, but I do just want to say she can't see me.
Okay.
See my face.
Let me roll for her. That was for something else. Oh, she got a natural 18. Valeria's like, Toki, you've got asthma.
Yeah, I know I've got asthma.
Toki, tell me you are not, like, actually. She like takes both of your hands, so she can't see you, but she is like holding them. She's like, Toki, what have you gotten yourself into?
I don't know. I was just looking for Galen.
What do you think you will find? He's dead.
The truth, something. I know that there's something else out there.
Toki.
Galen told me.
You hear like a short, indrawn breath. And then we'll go back to Ray. What are you doing?
Are the people by the paint?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
It's another good one. It's a 23.
Nice. The DC was quite low because you already had heard someone kind of walking over there, but then people did scatter. You get the sense, just from kind of footsteps and stuff, that there are two people by the painting. And you hear two people sort of whispering. You hear one saying, I mean, look, like, you can see the amulet there, like, clear as day. It's so obvious what it is, and, I mean, I've done, like, all the other material we found. This really clearly shows where the trail is. What do you think? And you can hear it kind of like, but roll an insight check.
It's a 15.
You are like listening out for these sounds of these people, and one thing's relying on is like their shoes, like the sounds of their shoes, because the person that came over to you, the scary person, they like heavy boots, and all of them seem to be wearing something very similar. But the person who shrugged, you assume, and went, they aren't wearing anything like that. It's more like high heels.
Okay. I was just thinking of the lady wearing red in high heels, but I have no way to
Oh, right,
identify
yeah.
what. Right, we'll keep listening.
Excellent. I love how close you are to this conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I love it so much that I didn't even think about opening up my big information page about it. So, you... Oh, fantastic. Oh, yay. Sorry, I didn't expect you to get this so soon. You hear the person say, they're like, shrug all you want, but I'm pretty sure that is the Trowan's Voctor. And, I mean, it's one of Yorick's talismans. I mean, I know you don't care, but history says that Yorick made 2 amulets, and then when someone's worthy enough, he'll grant them. And as a patron, he uses these amulets, these talismans, to watch over these people. And you hear this other person go, and sort of like, please get to the point. I really don't care very much, to be honest. This is taking ages, and there's already disturbances. I don't need a history lesson right now. So, come on, come on, Sword, just wrap it up. They're like, sorry, it's just, I've just never seen one before, like a genuine link to a warlock's patron. It's just, and we know where the trail goes cold. We know this was painted at the time. We're close. And the other person's like, Sword, come on. We have to hurry. You know, it's been long enough. People will be on their way by now. Are we taking it, or are you just looking at it? And Sword's like, I guess we're taking it. And they'll sort of, kind of, you can't see what they do. But you hear eventually more footsteps
Ripping
coming your way.
fabric.
No, you hear more footsteps
Oh.
coming your way. You gather they were signaling someone over. A couple of other people. Torch stays gripping your arm, Wrath, through all of this. But a few others come over, and one of them's like, are we going to get out of here anytime soon? I mean, surely someone's coming. I feel like this has gone horribly wrong. Can we just take this and go, please? And then...
Is Harvey doing anything?
yeah, is Harvey doing anything? You kind of hear this. They're not being quiet now. Not overly quiet.
I don't know. They haven't hurt any. I was like, if they hurt someone, I'll say something, but...
They hurt Raph.
For context,
I wanted it.
Matt liked it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And for context, I'm like sentences away from wrapping up the session, so if you want to end it on that bombshell cliffhanger, it's fucking thematic.
Yeah, I don't. Do you guys want me to?
Yeah, I do.
I don't think we should.
If you don't do it, then they're going to take the painting and we'll never sell it because it will be too on the black market.
You're so right. Right. So I mean,
So true, bestie.
whatever. We're here, right?
Yes, that is pretty much where you are, yeah.
Are they leaving this way?
So they are pretty much over by the frog. You don't know what way they're leaving. They seem to be all gathering over by the frog now.
Is there
Apart from
anyone near
Torch,
us?
who is, like, up there. Is there anyone near you? No one really, to be fair, apart from, like, your group. The band around the corner, if you want, like, normal people.
It doesn't affect us if they take the fake.
Yeah.
Well, it does, because we'll never sell it.
Hear me out.
No, do we even sell
They
it
take
now?
the fake one. We get our real one back. The prize that we could get for returning
Yeah.
the painting.
Yeah.
Centurions.
Yeah.
This is true.
I genuinely think that's the better plan.
Yeah, now I'm gonna bite my tongue. Harvey won't. I'm not about to do this
Amazing.
bombshell.
Amazing. Fantastic. So, you think about this and you're like, it's not fucking worth it. It would be fucking rad as hell, but it's not fucking worth it. I'm not
That'd be
going
so
to do
cool.
it. And you bite your tongue and you stay quiet. Wraith, over by your side, you do hear now the sound of canvas tearing, and you can almost see like someone with a little knife just slowly stepping over that stanchion because there's no glass, because that would have really fucked me if I decided there was glass, and just carefully cutting this out of the frame. You hear someone says, come on, I really think we have to go. Can we hurry up? Can we hurry up? And they're like, I'm taking as much time as it needs. Okay? Calm down, Crown. Calm down. You hear that? Roll another perception check for me, please.
It's an 18.
18. You hear someone say, Ring, you better get back over there. We're going to head out later. Sorry, we're going to head out in a minute. And then you hear the high heels walk away. You, on the other side of the room, Wrath, your arm is dropped, as Torch says,
I'll see you soon.
no, I fucking hope that you do not. Just try. I don't even.
Bye, Pookie.
Oh my god. Just fuck it, by saints. You have got a death wish. Just stay. Oh, fine.
Stay down. Oh, of course. And he just kneels.
They back away. Oh my god, that is so iconic.
Good.
That is so iconic. I just imagine Wrath just sliding down this guy's body and then kneeling in front of him. Absolutely incredible. But Torch goes back over to that group of 4, or 3, making a group of 4, and says, everyone ready to get out? And there's like yeses and whatevers.
I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nicknames.
Cool.
I've only got 5. Shit.
And you hear, okay, fine. Everyone has a plan. 5, 4, and they count down, and then there's a sort of flash, and the darkness vanishes. They are gone. You hear a few more startled screams. Toki, you see Valeria giving you the most stricken look. Her grip on your hands never wavered. She's with you on this, but like you don't need an insight check to tell concern written plain across her expression. Wraith, you are now standing there. You see the painting has gone. It has been taken. You are standing right next to the frame. No, you're not. You're invisible. Well, you are, but no one's seeing you there. Wrath, you come to on your knees. You blink as the lights come on. Pookie's not there. Harvey, you are grabbing Alanis, and then you look over at Ada, and you see around Ada's brow is a crown of what looks like sunlight, and her eyes are glowing, almost white hot. And that is where we will end the session. To pick up next week.
Trauma!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What a session!
God, yeah.
Amazing.
Damn.
That's a lot to unpack.
Nice.
Right. What's
I'm
that
glad I
nickname?
did the lovely little, like, that was good with the frog moving you around. I'm glad I put that little picture up.
Names. I've got chain, torch, crow, sword, brains, and ring.
Crown. Did you say crown?
Yeah, I think it was crown.
Crown. I said I had crow. Crow. and
Hold
then
up, I've got
crown.
I've got
Review
chain,
recording.
chain, torch, sword, crown, and ring. Which one am I missing?
Chain, torch,
Brains.
sword, crown, and ring. Brains.
Brains. Not Brian's. Brains.
Brian's.
Brian's.
Brian, come back!
Man, oh man, oh man. Much to unpack.
Mm.